let's practice how to take an equation from point slope and put it into slope-intercept form. So, how are we going to do that? Let me show you. If I tell you that the point is 4, 5, and the slope is -2, I want you to first label your point as x1, y1. And then I want you to plug all of the information into your equation. This is your point slope formula. When you are given a point and a slope, plug it in. Y minus, this is +5, so write 5, so minus 5. M is -2, so -2. And we labeled this x1, so -4. It is in point slope form. This is point slope form. Now let's solve it for slope-intercept form. To do that, you take the slope and you distribute. -2x plus, and that's because a negative times a negative is a positive, and I know that's a minus sign, but remember that's plus a negative. So negative times a negative is a positive. That's 8. And now we add 5 because we're doing the inverse operation to get it away from y. When we add it, it can only be added to the 8 because the x has a letter and the 5 does not. Cancels, we're left with y, -2x plus 13. So we are now in slope-intercept form. What is m? -2. What is b? 13. Let's do another one. Your point is 5, -1. Your slope is 3. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. x1, y1. What is x1? 5. What is y1? -1. Y minus. I have to write the minus sign because it's in the problem. So what is y1? It is a -1. So you're actually going to write another sign. This came with the problem. This one came with the number y1. 3x minus x1 is 5, so I don't add another sign. Now, what do we do? This becomes a plus sign. What do we do with the 3? We distribute. We're multiplying by positive, so this will not change. It will become, or excuse me, stay positive. And this one will stay a minus sign. Now what do we do? Inverse operation. To get rid of a positive one, you subtract it. Only to the 15. It's not a like term with 3x. Slope is 3. Y-intercept is -16. Let's do another one. So, this is x1, this is y1. Write my point slope formula. Y minus +4. 1/2 is in x minus, now we have to write another sign. What did I do? I took 1/2 and multiplied it to x. Now, what happens to this? I actually moved a little too fast. So let me erase this. I'm moving too fast. Sorry, got a little excited. And before we distribute, let's change this. Do you know what that should be? A plus sign. Sorry, I moved too fast. Now let's distribute. So we're going to take this and multiply it to that. And that is 1/2 x. Multiply this to that. And I know that seems difficult, but it's easy. This just means what is 1/2 of a positive 2? Well, that's just positive 1. Now I have minus 4. Minus 4. So do the inverse of minus 4. That means to add 4. And that is 5. And I'm done. How do you know you're done? The y is by itself, and it is in y equals mx plus b form. This is in slope-intercept form. How do you know? You see m and you see b. Let's do another one. Okay, x1, y1, and my pencil is getting dull. Let's see if we can change. Use a marker. Here is my formula. Plug in your y1. I have to write 2 different signs. So, I already have my minus sign. And I'm going to put the negative because my y1 was negative. 1/3 for my slope. x1 has a negative on it, so you have to write another sign. Now, before I start distributing, I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time. Let's make this a plus sign. And now we distribute. This times this, this times this. So 1/3 x, remember there's a 1 there, so you're just saying 1/3 times 1. Anything times 1 is itself. Now, please don't freak out about 1/3 times 3. I'm just asking you what is 1/3 of 3. And that answer is 1. Here's a little side work. 1/3 times 3 means 1/3 times 3 over 1. Now multiply straight across. 3 over 3. 3 over 3 is 1. Now we move the 2 so that y is by itself. Y equals, and I do the inverse operation. Now this is a positive 1 minus 2. So for those that are having problems with that, remember that's 1 plus sign and then 2 negatives. That's 1 minus. And my answer is in slope-intercept form because y is by itself and I see my m and my b. M is 1/3, b is negative 1. Okay. The last few things I want to go over. When the slope is 0, write an equation of the line. Well, when slope is 0, you are talking about, remember the slope guy? When slope is 0, you're talking about a horizontal line. And remember, horizontal lines are y values. So what is the y? 4. So the answer to this question, y equals 4. Now how do I know that? If you want to work it out, y, this is x1, y1. So minus 4 equals 0 times x minus 7. What is 0 times x? 0. What is 0 times minus 7? 0. And what is this? What's 0 minus 0? 0. So now what do we do with the minus 4? Inverse operations. And what do you get? y equals 4. Okay. So let's see if you got that. M equals 0, 3, negative 1. What is the equation of the line? Y equals negative 1. Now, what if I tell you, because that's a horizontal line, so on a graph, that would be here. And that's y equals negative 1. Okay, so now what if the slope is undefined? And I give you the same question. Well, undefined on the slope guy was the nose, which is why there was a U under it. And so vertical lines have an undefined slope, and they are x values. So what is this x value here? 3. So what's the answer? X equals 3. Let me give you another one. M equals undefined. And what is the point I'm going to give you? Negative 4, comma 0. So what would the equation be? X equals negative 4. This concludes this video. If you have any questions, you can see any of the Algebra 1 teachers in tutoring. And thank you for watching.